Welcome to Epilogue Podcast, the show where we discuss some stuff that happened on a different show ages ago which nobody really cares about anymore.
Hi, I'm Portponky.
And I'm LeBloc.
Today we're discussing Deep Space Nine, Season 4, Episode 20, Shattered Mirror. Cisco returns to the Mirror universe to get the Mirror Defiant battle ready. I should say he returns under duress, not just as a hearty vacation.
Yeah, wasn't a work vacation.
It kind of turns into that later on. Towards the end.
Right, yeah. Get out of the seat.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It's not his battle, and the chances of him dying are quite high.
We've seen him do stuff like this before.
Yeah, okay. He's been on several suicide missions and usually accepts them without hesitation, but often there's a reason related to his personal life, not just some mirror dudes that he doesn't really care about.
He's risking his life for no good reason. Well, it's good reason for them, but he's not invested in that. Them as in the mirror people.
Yeah, it's a noble cause, but it does seem like he just accepts it for fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, come on, everyone, I'll show you how it's done. Watch this.
Wait till they hear about this back at Deep Space Nine, assuming I don't die.
He wouldn't need to make that assumption. He just believes he's gonna survive. Like, if he thought there was a decent chance of him dying, he would have said, well, yeah, good luck with that, I'm going by.
Cisco believes he is immortal.
That's why he's in control of everything. What did you think of this episode?
Well, the mirror episodes, maybe I'm misremembering the other ones, but they're generally kind of goofy. And
yeah,
the idea here is so messed up. They're having to relive past trauma. It's not the same person, but it kind of is. And then all these old wounds are being reopened and they have to suffer this. One part that really struck me was when Jake touches Jennifer's hands and then he's so taken by, these are exactly the same. That's really messed up. And Cisco left him with her without even mentally preparing him. Oh yeah, she'll be here and you may have some feelings stirring inside you. But before we get too deep into that, what did you think about the episode?
I think the mirror episodes are getting to the far side of goofy now. This one is just a bit silly. They're fun. There's a lot of action and all the cast being silly. I don't know, mixed feelings from me, I guess. Also, can I point out that hands aren't that different from hands?
Unless she had a scar that was distinctive. Could you really
calloused
tell?
Or something?
Yeah.
She's a bare knuckle fighter in her spare time. Her hands are all blistered and hard.
Maybe Jake is a palm reader on the side, so he's very familiar with curves of hands. That's not a territory I want to go into.
I don't know why he hasn't spoken to his mom on the holodeck or on the holosuite. That seems like the ideal way to reconnect with people who have passed away briefly.
That also seems weird, though.
Oh, not really. People keep photos and videos of loved ones.
They don't interact with you.
Well, that's because they can't. I'm not saying he would convince himself that she was alive again. Go and say, hey, have a family meal with a mom there. It would be a nice way to remember someone.
But you're creating new memories with something that's not actually the person.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah,
People
they're
would do
dead
this.
anyway.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it would probably cause deep emotional problems, but it would be satisfying on some level.
Then you would never have to process that you watched your mother die twice.
Well, you could say goodbye to them. You said earlier that Cisco leaves his son with a mirror universe person who looks like his mother with no emotional preparation. But not even that, just leaving your son with some random person is not responsible parenting.
Right, but he can be easily manipulated and warmed over because it looks exactly like his wife. So he's carrying those feelings and projecting it onto her. Oh, she's trustworthy. It's my former wife. That's how I looked at
Yeah,
it.
but
Because
then later on he admits that she's not trustworthy and that he betrayed her in the past.
that's after he figures out she kidnapped Jake.
Okay, so he is kind of Captain Obvious.
Oh, right. I should have more concern for the well being of my son.
You kidnapped my son. Ah, you're a bit of a bad guy. If I'd known you were bad, I wouldn't have left my son with you.
When she talked about being attached to Jake, having spent some time with him, I thought she was trying to manipulate Cisco, that she wasn't actually swept into this fantasy life of having Jake as a son. It makes sense that she would, but in the moment I was thinking, oh, she's trying to just get him to do whatever she wants.
The whole sort of interplay between the various Cisco's in this episode was kind of weird. I don't know what they were going for.
A chance at well, they're chasing the past and it wouldn't work anyway, so it's kind of off-putting.
What were they trying to tell the viewers, though? Jake gets a mom complex, and Cisco is just annoyed at everyone else that's a Cisco.
It's a lesson not to replace your mom with a mirror mom.
Oh, okay. Well, I better cross that off my to-do list.
It is a rampant problem.
I don't know how believable it was that Jake was so mom crazy.
It would be startling to lose your mother. Well, I would think I haven't had this experience. To lose your mother and then see someone who looks exactly like her and talks like her and smiles as she did.
Same hands.
Same hands. Definitely the most important part somehow.
I mean, this could happen if someone's mother had a long-lost twin.
Okay, that's kind of similar, yeah.
Probably happened to someone at some point in history.
It must have.
Jake sort of just dives in like, whoa, I've got a sort of replacement mom, sort of. I think it would be a bit more kind of awkward and uncomfortable. Like, oh, you look like my dead mother. This is upsetting. I remember when my mom was alive, that was a good time.
I agree. I would think it would tend to be more upsetting than cause you to eagerly pursue having a new mom.
But he's not even treating her like a new mom. He's just like, hey, well, we should hang out, and then I could be a sort of son-like friend.
That's so weird.
I just think that whole plot was a bit, I don't know what to call it, just weird. It would be awkward and upsetting for everyone, including Jennifer Cisco.
Professor.
Yeah, that was a silly thing to point out because Cisco is not an engineer.
Why was he doing all of that stuff?
Oh, why? How does he even know how to do it? Why didn't they get O'Brien? The whole thing would be done in 2 minutes. Oh, can I just point out, it's hilarious how Cisco chose Kira and O'Brien to help him in the Mirror Universe. The two people we have consistently said will solve problems.
Nope, not invited. Why did they get Cisco? He's not an engineer.
Yeah, there's no way that he would be the right person to do incredibly detailed tuning on a massive space battleship. Or
And they-
if he is, why is he in a command role?
Yeah. And they didn't say anything about being a captain on it, which he eventually does anyway, but they didn't say they wanted him to do that, which would have made more sense.
Oh, that would have made the episode a lot better now that I think about it. Yeah, they should have done that. Because then it makes sense that he would stay for the battle because he's under duress.
Instead
he
of for
would
funsies.
Also want to win because he wants to not die.
Right.
And then he could say, well, your Defiant isn't very good. We need to tune this up. And he could have done that too. And they could have been like, oh, the Defiant's not that bad. And he would have said, no, it's really not good enough. Etc., etc. The episode could have been largely the same, but his motivations would have made a lot more sense if that was the reason they nabbed him.
And motivations make a huge difference.
Yes. Otherwise, it's just characters doing things for reasons you don't understand. Another example of confusing motivations. Why on earth did Nog break Kira out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Instead of explaining anything, he dies.
Well, yeah, they have to kill a Ferengi every Mirror episode, and they've now run out of regular Ferengi.
Red shirt Ferengi.
So I guess if there's another Mirror episode, they're going to have to get some other Ferengi shipped in. Oh, the Negus could get killed.
Well, we don't have confirmation that he died.
It would be very bizarre if he wasn't. And Jennifer did die, although she died in a weird way.
Why was it delayed? Why did it take so long for her to die?
I don't know. She's wounded, and normally when they get shot with phasers, it's like a burn, sort of. It's like being hit with a fireball or something.
Okay.
But apparently for her, it just caused her to become terminally ill.
Yeah, upset her tummy.
And then she dies later on a bed with no medical equipment or medical professionals nearby.
I kept waiting for a doctor to enter the frame. Who was tending to her?
Maybe Jake just took her to the quarters. Then he was going to say, maybe we should get a doctor. But then she died, and he was like, I just won't say anything.
Well, Cisco's an engineer, apparently. Maybe he was waiting for Cisco to perform medical duty as well.
Yes, because in Starfleet, every command officer can perform all of the duties of everyone below them completely proficiently.
Why not?
That's how you get promoted.
Pretty much anyone could do Dax's job, which is do nothing.
No, she has to point out things for plot reasons. I guess even Mirror Dex has this problem, now that I think about it. What's she doing?
Caressing people.
Clinging onto Mirror Bashir. Sexy, angry Bashir.
What did you make of sexy, angry Bashir?
I like him more than regular Bashir. Dex did have an interesting line.
She refers to the previous mirror episode.
Yes, she says that slap was for making love to me under false pretenses, which I kind of feel was sort of tiptoeing around a fairly serious issue.
Yeah.
They kind of got that out of the way quick. I don't know if they just wanted to skip over it before anyone pointed out, hey, wait a minute, that's awful. What did you do?
I think the goal was just to remind people that that episode exists because there's something else before. Bashir punches Cisco. That's for your punch, whatever. They like reminding us of things. And I think that's what that line was, but then I don't think they realized how it comes off, how it points out how disturbing that is.
Yeah, it seemed like they wanted to sweep that under the rug fairly quick.
This was our first look at Mirror Wharf, so that's a new thing.
Yes, interesting factoid. If factoid is a real word. It's not, is it?
I don't know. Let's go with it.
Yes. They wanted Worf to be in the previous Mirror episode in the third season as a sort of foreshadowing of him arriving in the fourth season.
Oh.
But he was busy shooting Star Trek Generations, I think.
So they knew that far ahead of time that he would be joining.
Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember the exact reasoning, but they wanted Worf to be the leader of the Alliance ships, the Klingon guy in the previous Mirror episode. But he didn't, so now he's here.
How convenient that he shows up now when he's part of the regular crew.
Yes, almost like the entire Mirror universe is silly.
Almost.
Also, Worf and Garrick just had tons of sexual tension.
That was strange.
It was good, but you're right, it was strange. You just expect them at any moment to get so angry that they embrace,
Yeah.
start Frenching. And Worf even penetrates Garrick with a knife. Metaphor. What did you think of the space battles in this episode?
There are lots of them, and I thought it was weird that it's happening now. It seemed more like a season finale kind of thing because there was so much of it, and they were weaving in and out slowly. I thought it was fine. I don't have complaints about it.
Okay, I think they were all computer effect shots, I think. They look like it. And some of them looked kind of bad. I felt some of them looked kind of good. The dodgy weavy stuff at the end was pretty good looking, although kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like a fly can't kill a fox, even if the fox cannot swat the fly.
I like that they escape the firing ship with knowledge that they gained instead of something random happening.
The warp shadows.
Yeah, Kira tells Cisco about the shadows.
Yep. Although when they're making the warp shadows, that looked really clunky.
Yeah.
The ship was doing like 90-degree turns like a van.
But it's better than, well, let's try to escape and hope for the best. Look, something happened in space that caused spatial distortion. I don't know.
Ah, yes, an augmented spaghetti fields in Space Zone. Those always favor the good guys. Here's something I noticed.
Yes.
When, at the start, they take a bunch of phasers before they try to beam to the mirror universe, they get them out of Arms Locker 47. which is
Yes.
the same one O'Brien unlocked in the previous episode, Hard Time.
Oh.
Exact same number.
I thought of that moment, but I didn't catch the number.
It's 47, so it's the Star Trek in-joke number. But the one in Hard Time has like a security lock that he has to press to open. This one they just open. And this one's on the bridge ops. So, which is where you definitely would want the weapons to be secured.
O'Brien nearly killed himself with these. Let's make them more accessible.
Let's make them more accessible where all the command level staff hang out.
Part of Odo's new protocols. Even though he doesn't use phasers for some reason.
He was in this episode with Quark, having a frenemy moment.
When will they finally recognize their relationship? I keep waiting.
Only on the internet. I'm serious.
So they talk in chat rooms and they post on their live journals about their relationship?
Yeah. They're both seeing someone on the internet, but they don't know it's each other.
Would you like to hear a quote from this episode, selected by me?
Yes.
I could never make them understand violence is a precision instrument. It's a scalpel, not a club. She said before she ended up killing people.
She just went on a murderous rampage for no reason.
And she wasn't precise in her shot. It took forever for Jennifer to die.
Well, as we discussed, it was just a phaser that grants terminal illness.
She set it to terminal illness setting.
Eddie Izzard has a good stand-up bit about all the settings on phasers. I don't know if I agree that violence is a precision instrument. Brutality can be kind of scary.
Isn't that what she mostly does? She's murdered people. She's open about it.
Yeah, she never seemed that clever about... Like, she's no Tarantino with the violence. She's just as Michael Bay as everyone else in her universe.
Oh, I thought you meant she's not fixated on feet.
She probably is, because sexy Mirror Cure has every fetish. Did you know Aaron Eisenberg, who plays Nog, is a trained martial artist, so did all his own stunts in this episode. That included hitting a guy with a tray and falling over. That's true.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it's probably not that easy to do well, that sort of thing. We're just laughing like, ha ha ha, I could hit someone with a tray. But I think if we did it on camera, it would probably look embarrassing.
And he's restricted by all the makeup.
Yeah, he's in his Ferengi hat head thing.
I mean, I'm guessing he didn't wear that thing all the time and practice martial arts with it on.
Got his jiu-jitsu black belt wearing Ferengi makeup. We should move on to the next episode.
Yes, we should.
Okay, let's do that then.
All right.